Well, on a day like today, you might be ready to book a plane ticket to get out of here.
There are a lot of incentives right now, domestically and internationally.
But CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg has a buyer beware message. We talked to him earlier from Raleigh, North Carolina. And Peter Greenberg has some fun travel news for us for a change. We've seen things lately, including an all-you-can-fly pass from Frontier Airlines for just $399. Peter, what does the fine print say?
Well, it's not that bad, but let me give you some perspective here. It used to be $699. They've reduced it for the summer months. That starts in May for $399. If you want one for the entire year that also starts in May, it's $1299 versus $2,000. The real big catch here is you can't really plan in advance. You have to have a lot of flexibility in your schedule. For domestic flights on Frontier, you have to book only 1 day in advance to make sure space is available, and that includes your return flight as well. And for international flights, it's a little easier. It's a 10-day advance window, but make sure you book your return at the same time you book your outbound flight. But if you have flexibility in your schedule and you can actually really roll with it, it's a great deal.
Oh, great.
And Frontier has just a couple of flights here. It's not an everyday service.
And that's right. And that's what you have to make aware of, that in fact, some of their international flights are only flying to those destinations once a week. So if they don't have space available on your return flight, you may be there for 2 weeks. Again, if you've got flexibility in your schedule, it's a great deal.
Yeah, flexibility is the key. So, something else we're seeing that is very interesting, Hong Kong is giving away hundreds of thousands of free tickets to entice people to travel there. Is that true, and how do we get in on that?
Well, it is true, and you can get in on it, but let me give you a little bit of perspective here. In 2018 and 2019, Hong Kong averaged about 55 million visitors. Then came March of 2020, and that dropped 97%, and it stayed that way until about a couple of weeks ago when Hong Kong finally reopened without those draconian quarantine restrictions. And now to entice everybody to come back, they're giving away, get this, 500,000 free airline tickets to Hong Kong. It starts on March 1st. Check with your airline. In this case, the airline in the United States to check with is Cathay Pacific. They'll do some contests and giveaways, but those tickets will be given away. It's costing Hong Kong about $200 million to do it, but they need you to come back. They're now open for business, so you heard it here first.
That is a lot of tickets.
That is a lot of tickets, and they're very expensive tickets, too. Yeah.
Now, the World Travel and Tourism Council and the folks at Visa are out with a report of the most powerful city destinations. What does that mean, and what city is the most powerful?
Well, you might guess that because Visa did the research, it's the most powerful city destinations by how much money visitors spent. And the number one city? Paris. People spent $35 billion there last year in 2022. That's expected to increase this year with the power of the dollar against the euro. Other cities on that list are actually here in the U.S. Las Vegas, Orlando, and New York, followed by Mexico City and London. But the real interesting thing here is not how much people spent or where they spent it, it's where they didn't spend it. Take a look at that list and then go to places where we didn't spend that much money, because that's who really wants you to come.
What are some of those places?
Well, some of those places might be in South Africa. Some of those places might be in Eastern Europe. Some of those places might be in South America. And then, of course, in the South Pacific, which only recently reopened. That's where you want to look, where the dollar is still strong against foreign currencies.
Some fun travel stuff this time around.
Yes.
Always good to see you, Peter.
You got it, guys.